In everyday life, we regularly bargain with others. Couples discuss and agree on where to go on holiday or decide on financial priorities. Friends agree on what to do on weekends or where to go for lunch. Families constantly disagree and agree about screen time, homework, and chores. Even in our daily transactions, we frequently strike deals and come to agreements. We might sell something we don't need on a social media platform or get a discount on a large purchase. People bargain all the time, and most of the time, we're happy with the outcomes. But sometimes bargaining can be difficult. We might feel that the people we bargain with are unreasonable or that they don't understand what's important to us. This video is about a way to look at those situations, a way to approach bargaining when there is disagreement and when we struggle to make progress. It is called mutual gains bargaining. Mutual gains bargaining is a negotiating strategy focused on collaboration and on finding win-win outcomes for all involved. When it is successful, everyone feels that they gain something. Mutual gains. In this video, we explain how to do it. We share some examples. We show how it is different from traditional bargaining, and we show you the steps to take. We will also give you a scenario to analyse so you can try it for yourself. We hope that this will help you to become better at mutual gains bargaining, because if you gain, others gain as well. It's better for everyone, right? So what is mutual gains bargaining? Often, when people start bargaining, they come with a fixed list of demands and start from an adversarial position. This usually causes the other party to respond with equally hard demands, and neither party wants to back down. Mutual gains bargaining is different. It starts by identifying shared interests and builds trust and open communication. By focusing on interests and not positions, people are separated from the problem. It becomes easier to think of creative solutions. Let's look at an example. Adam is a landlord who owns 4 connected shops on the main road. 3 of them have tenants and 1 of them has been standing empty for some months. Julia runs a hairdresser's and rents one of the shops from Adam. Her lease is up for renewal, and Adam thinks this is a great time to make up for the lost income from the vacant shop. So, not knowing about mutual gains bargaining, he tells her that he wants 20% more for the space. Julia is not happy about this because the shops are in a bad state and need maintenance. The other 2 tenants are not happy about this either because business has been deteriorating for all of them. It's just not an attractive part of the street anymore. The other tenants also like having Julia's business there, bringing regular customers to the area every day. Fortunately, Julia knows about mutual gains bargaining. She approaches Adam with a plan. She knows that Adam wants the shop to be occupied. It's not in his interest for it to be vacant. She definitely does not want to move her business. She also knows that her customers are very loyal to her and that they bring regular business to the adjacent shops as well. But she knows that they could all do better, and it would be great if the empty shop could be filled. That would be great for Adam as well. So instead of getting angry and responding with her own demands to Adam's rent increase, she discusses with him that they both have the same interest, that it would be great if all 4 shops are tenanted. Some fresh paint and new paving would also make it more attractive. Everyone would gain. But how to achieve that? She has a friend who would like to open a beauty salon. What if they could strike a 3-way deal? If Adam could agree to repaint and fix up the facade of the 4 shops, if Julia's friend signs a lease, and if Julia is prepared to re-sign for 4 years rather than 2, both she and Adam would like more certainty, he could then keep her rent increase to a very modest 3%. She wins, but he wins as well, and so do the other tenants. And, of course, Julia's friend. So, what are the features of mutual gains bargaining in this example? The parties identify and openly share interests. Everyone wants all 4 of the shops to be occupied. Both Julia and Adam would also like certainty about the lease for a longer period. The differences between the parties are recognised. Adam wants a high rent amount, Julia wants a low one. Adam doesn't want to spend money on maintenance and renovation. Julia and the others want better-looking shops. The shared interests are acknowledged, and the conflicting interests are intelligently managed. It's a collaborative approach that has a win-win outcome. Let's look at another example. This one is a bit more complicated. An employer is negotiating a new award with a union. In this case, both parties are following a traditional bargaining approach. Anticipating that there will be an unrealistic demand from the union, the employer offers a minimal wage increase and no changes in work conditions. Their argument is that they can't afford wage increases because of budget deficits. The union demands huge pay increases and improved working conditions. Now there is a standoff. Neither party wants to look like they're giving in, so they stick to their original positions. As things get worse, the union threatens strikes and disruption, and the employer threatens to reduce the size of the workforce. Some members from both sides are quoted in the media, firming up on their original positions. So they fail to reach an agreement, and after demands and counter-demands, the union votes to strike. It takes months before there is an agreement, and that agreement is not very imaginative. Conditions remain the same, and the wage increase is a bit more than the employer originally offered, and less than the union demanded. The problem with adversarial negotiation is not only that outcomes tend to be unimaginative and make everyone unhappy, the negative consequences are also often worse than any positives gained. If and when the parties finally end up with a compromise agreement, everyone feels that they've lost something. There is lingering animosity and lack of trust, and both sides will want to claw back some of what they've lost. Productivity might suffer, or the slightest problems might result in unnecessary escalation. Human beings want their agreements to be equitable. If you give more than you receive and you feel a sense of inequity, you might take in other ways or give less in future. When the award is up for renegotiation, the parties might even be more adamant about their positions because they'd want to win next time. So the differences between the two approaches, traditional bargaining and mutual gains bargaining, are big. Traditional bargaining is adversarial. Winning is important, and the other party therefore loses. Mutual gains bargaining is collaborative. Parties strive for win-win outcomes. Traditional bargaining is about positions, what each party wants. Mutual gains bargaining is about interests, why things are important to us. With traditional bargaining, information sharing is limited. Parties strategically withhold information. Mutual gains bargaining is open and transparent. Parties share the information they have. Traditional bargaining is competitive, and each party pushes demands in order to win at the other party's expense. Mutual gains bargaining is about joint problem solving, so that both parties satisfy their core interests. Because trust is low in traditional bargaining, suspicion is common. Trust is much higher in mutual gains bargaining because it is obvious that parties want to understand each other's needs, and cooperation and transparency build trust as well. Traditional bargaining usually ends in short-term compromise or conflict, leaving one party feeling disadvantaged. Mutual gains bargaining tends to achieve long-term, sustainable, and more reasonable results. So, what does it take to get mutual gains bargaining right? Let's look at some principles, skills, and steps. The principles behind mutual gains bargaining are very simple. First, you must really want to have a positive outcome for yourself and for the other party. If you go into bargaining wanting to gain the upper hand, it will not work. If you want to get back at the other party for something that happened in the past, it won't work. The second principle is trust. We earn trust by being transparent, by sharing information and interests openly and honestly. If both parties agree to do this and actually do it, then it is much easier to reach positive outcomes for both. The third principle is patience. Some problems are difficult to solve and might take time. It is quick and easy to storm out of a meeting and accuse the other party of not being fair. It takes patience to listen carefully, think creatively, and work through problems and solutions. So the principles are really wanting to have mutual gains, trust, and patience. you also need skills to get it right. You have to be a good listener. What is really important? Do I really understand the other party's interests? You have to think creatively about solutions. You have to be able to find solutions to problems that are often very difficult. You have to be able to separate minor issues from major ones and focus on the core issues. So the skills are listening, creative problem solving, and focus on what's important. Following a good process helps as well. This is a very good way to ensure you succeed at mutual gains bargaining. Preparation. Identify stakeholders, map out interests, gather relevant data. Joint fact-finding. Share and verify information. Build a common understanding of the problem. Interest-based negotiation. Define shared and differing interests. Prioritise mutual concerns. Option generation. Brainstorm multiple creative solutions. Evaluate options based on how well they meet interests. Agreement building. Combine best options into a package. Use objective standards for fairness. Secure internal and external buy-in. Implementation and monitoring. Create a plan for action. Build in review points and actions. Let's look at another scenario to illustrate what mutual gains bargaining is about and to apply the principles, skills, and steps. A government agency and a public sector union engage in a series of protracted negotiations to reach a new award after a period of industrial unrest and stalled negotiations. In the next round of bargaining, there is a need to address various issues related to wages, working conditions, and job security for employees. They decide on a fresh approach. Both parties are very eager to have a positive negotiation experience to address each of these issues. So, where do we start? Prior to negotiations, the agency implemented a new union engagement model to ensure employees are consulted and involved in workplace changes. In response, the union agrees to participate and ensures their members are well informed. In the correspondence between the agency and the union, both parties agree that they will adopt the principles of the model to ensure differences can be resolved amicably. They agree to operate with trust and transparency throughout the negotiations. They acknowledge that it might take time to find the perfect solution, but that they would remain patient and committed. It looks like they have the principles right. What are the principles for mutual gains bargaining again? Really wanting to have mutual gains, trust, and patience. They agree on a date together, and both parties start preparing for the negotiation. They work out exactly who the various stakeholders are. They map out their respective interests. They're careful not to develop positions. Both parties gather relevant information. They share and verify information. They build a common understanding of the problem and commit to a collaborative problem-solving approach. They recognise the importance of maintaining a productive and positive working relationship by maintaining open communication, transparency, and a willingness to understand each other's perspectives. As they start negotiating, they identify shared interests, such as improving workplace flexibility, job security, workforce development, and improved service delivery. By focusing on these common goals, both parties aim to find solutions that would benefit all parties. They then define and prioritise their concerns. They agree to adjourn, do some more homework, and return with creative solutions. They commission some additional research that both parties agree on. When they get back together, they look at all the data and start brainstorming solutions. They're careful not to dismiss any suggestions. They develop multiple creative solutions. When they start analysing the options, they agree to evaluate each option only on how well it meets their interests and not on other criteria. They start building agreement. They decide to combine some of the best options into a package and then spend time using objective standards for fairness to both parties. Based on their respective interests, both parties are willing to come up with the fairest solutions. They take the proposed solutions to their respective stakeholders to secure buy-in. By using reasonable arguments, they persuade everyone that the proposed plan is the best one. So what did they agree on? Fair and reasonable wage increases over the term of the agreement Measures to improve operational efficiency, including flexible work arrangements and initiatives to enhance productivity, such as new and improved processes. Provisions to improve job security. Workforce development initiatives, including provisions for professional development and training, enhancing the skills and capabilities of the workforce. A strengthened consultation process between the union and the employer to ensure employee concerns are heard and addressed. Finally, they create a plan of action, including review points and actions. So, they adhered to the 3 principles, and they followed the 6 steps. And did they display the 3 important skills? Can you remember them? We've covered a lot on mutual gains bargaining, the skills necessary to get it right, and the steps you need to take. We have looked at 3 examples in different contexts, but most important are those principles, especially the first one. If you are really motivated to achieve mutual gains, half the battle is won. And if you develop and earn trust, and if you are patient, you'll achieve amazing outcomes. You'll feel good about those outcomes, and you won't dread your next encounter with the people you've bargained with. It's a win-win, in more ways than one.